Hello everyone, Jordan Mortensen here. And in case you don't know, because I forgot to put the title up, this is the Annoying Orange Characters Good to Evil. I promised I'd do that when my video of Nintendo High Characters Good to Evil got over 200 views, and it did. So, here we are. So without further ado, let's get started. We're starting with the good characters as usual. The gold medal for good, we're going to give this one to Marshmallow. I think this was a pretty obvious decision. Marshmallow is the most pure-hearted of them all. They're super friendly. They say they love everything. And here she says that yay all the time, which concludes that they have a positive attitude no matter what. If there was one flaw we could say about them, it's that when they were demons, whenever they say yay from eating Halloween candy. But given how that wasn't their fault, that's barely a flaw. And he's also the one who saved them, the main crew, from Orange XC. Easily the most good of them all. For our silver medal, we're gonna give this one to Grandpa Lemon. Grandpa Lemon may not seem caring in his first appearance, but when we get to know him better, you see how caring he really is. He cares about all the crewmates. He has so many grandchildren that he adores. And there are times where he helped people, like helped Midget Apple escape from an explosion. So yeah, old but friendly. The flaw we could say about him is that he sleeps constantly, but not too much of a flaw. For our bronze medal, we're giving it to Passion Fruit. Like Marshmallow, Passion Fruit is a sweet, innocent person. She doesn't try to get annoyed by Orange and sees his annoyance as more as an excuse. She saved Orange from Cords. And she also showed sympathy and care when Orange was in the dating contest, and she decided to choose him because of what's on the inside. That's really sweet. Her flaw comes in the show when she was pretty obsessed with getting Orange to love her back. And that included killing someone that looked like she was into him. But, meh, I can't excuse that. Fourth place goes to Little Apple. Little Apple may be short-tempered like Pear, but he seems to have better control of it. It's mostly just when he's small. He can get annoyed, but don't let his size confuse you with how big his heart is. He's a caring brother to Corey. He respects Sis's decision when she decides not to date him. And he also shows great care about Grapefruit, who's obviously his best friend, as we see in so many challenge videos. His flaw is his temper, but given how small he is, it's understandable. Top 5, now we got Dane Bovee. We don't see him a lot just as their creator, but I decided to put him in a good spot. 5th place seems good enough. He cares about the Fruit Gang really much, and he seems to get along with Pear the most, even though they sound the same. Remember that episode? Well, he is Pear's voice, so we can understand why. But, yeah, he just goes in there. I don't really have any other reason why. Now we have Squash. Yes, Squash does murder tons of fruit in the show, but it's by accident. And he says, "Not again," as in he's upset that keeps happening. He's really friendly, and even though we don't see a lot of him, we can see how big his heart is, like Little Apple's. So, yeah. Moving on, now we have Orange's best friend, Pear. Okay, yes. Pear does get annoyed quite a lot in the series, but given who his best friend, in case you didn't use, I was using quotation marks, is, it's understandable to see why he's annoying. And he does have a pretty bad life in the show. He gets stuff dropped on him, gets harassed, annoyed, doesn't get any time to himself. You can't help but just feel bad for him. So, he's flawed, but still a good person. Now we have Corey. Corey is probably the most energetic of the entire gang. He's strong, brave, bold, caring, and friendly. His flaw comes when people used to say that he was yellow, and he does overreact to that. But that's pretty much it. And he also became a demon with Marshmallow, but again, wasn't his fault, so that's why I put him down here. Finishing off the good section, we have Nerval. Nerval was a complicated character, but my final decision was to put him at the very bottom of the good tier. He may be annoyed with the fruit sometimes of staying up late, making messes, running off, but he's still a good person. He does attend Orange's funeral. He does spare the fruits and doesn't try to eat them. And even though he is lazy, he's still shown to be really protective of his fruit friends. And given how he considers them friends, that's really good. Now for the gray area. These are characters who are good, but they're flawed. Way more. And starting this section off is the main character of the show, the annoying orange. The annoying orange is easily the most annoying person in this show. Fruit in the show. He harasses people, he annoys Pear, he drops stuff on Pear, he makes bad puns, annoying people, he hides his feelings from Pasha on purpose, he ends up maybe killing people when he says knife. But as many flaws as he has, he can redeem himself at times. He redeemed himself when he decided to give Pear some alone time for once. He agreed to do a natural story time episode for once. And he actually gave Lil Apple his blessing of dating his sister, which many brothers are not likely to do. So yeah, flawed, but just enough to keep him in the top grade area. Now for his sibling, Sis. Many people would put her in the good section, but I honestly don't see why we should put her in the good section. She's just orange, but female version. Pear even confirms she's worse than orange. So that's saying they might know something that we don't. But she is still a really caring person. Although she does reject Little Apple when he asks her out, but that was mostly the hard candy's fault. And she does end up saving Little Apple's life too. And even though she's extremely annoyed by Grapefruit, she was willing to give him a chance one time, but was interrupted by Orange. Dang, Orange just can't keep his mouth shut. Moving on, now we have Copper Lincoln. Copper Lincoln is a really neutral character. I don't know if he's good or evil. He's just a dance party guy. Don't really know what to consider him. So gray area is good enough for me. Now we have Zoom. He is extremely rare to see nowadays, but he does share his energy drink with the world to help them. So that's good. And actually, that's it. There's nothing else really good about him. Moving on, now we have New Dude. New Dude's basically just a naked apple with a sense of humor. He doesn't really think it's good. He just disgusts people by his nakedness. But Orange does seem to like him a little bit, so there's that. But yeah, I just can't really see anything good or bad about him, so decent character, I guess. Now we have the Apple himself. Probably the most negative person in the whole show. He does get annoyed by Orange constantly, and at one point nearly kills him, but he claims that he was a bad person when that happened, feeling sorry for what he did. But he is still extremely annoyed, but I decided to put him here because his anger is understandable given how he's suffered. Way more than Pear, actually, so we can understand his anger. Moving on, now we have Grapefruit. Many people would put him in the evil tier, but I decided I should put him in near the bottom of the gray tier, or at least the top 3 bottom. He does start off as a jerk when he first appears, harassing Passion and cursing at Orange. Yeah, that wasn't necessary. But he did some good things. He cares about Little Apple a ton. He adopted so many kittens from an agency. So that's definitely a really good thing to become a mother of so many kittens. And he was actually willing to accept Passion's new boyfriend Gigi when Orange wasn't, showing that he can live without a girl in his life. But another flaw he has is he does harass girls like Passion and Sis. But given who he is, yeah, kind of understandable to be a little upset. I can relate to him. Oh, almost done with the gray tier. Now we have Liam the Leprechaun. Liam the Leprechaun is probably the most irritated of all the annoying Orange characters. We haven't seen him in quite some years. He gets annoyed by Orange every time he asks to grant him wishes. In fact, he was so annoyed he even took one of his wishes away. But that's understandable given who Orange is. But he does try to be a friend to Orange at times, giving him advice what to actually wish for instead of just repeatedly chocolate chip cookies. He really just is in for the money. So, yeah. But I can't call him evil. Now we have Knife. It was a really tough choice where to put him, but end of the gray tier is good enough for me. He is probably the most seen villain in the entire show. But not all the Knives are villains, I might add. Yes, they do kill, but sometimes it's by accident, they realize their mistakes, and some of them are friendly. So, the Knives have shown to redeem themselves multiple times. So, that's just enough to stay out of the evil tier. Finally, we come to the bad to evil. These are characters who are either flawed, pretty bad to other people, or literally evil. Starting this section, I felt it's a fan favorite, Baby Orange. I was thinking about putting him in the gray tier, but I decided to put him in the evil tier. Yes, he's just a baby, but he takes being a baby to a whole new level. He traps people in lockers. He farts a lot, even more than Orange does. Laughs at people almost getting killed, and makes Pear suffer a lot. We don't know if he does these on purpose, but some of them are. And given that he's just a baby, I couldn't put him any lower. But he still has a lot to do to get into the gray tier, let alone good. Moving on, now we have probably the most hated character of them all, Gigi. Gigi is a really evil guy. He harasses Passion multiple times and is extremely rude to Orange and his friends. But he did do a lot of good things before those events happened. He saved puppies. He saved the kitchen crew from knives. He seemed like a nice guy at first to Orange and the gang. And he does volunteer as a doctor in multiple occasions back where he's from. But ever since Ask Orange 62 came out, he's been evil, harassing Passion and being rude to his friends. Like, seriously, dude, you and Passion are cousins. Movie choice remove, but still. He did some good things, but to us, he's evil. Moving on, now outside the top 3, we have Broccoli Overlord. Broccoli Overlord was the main antagonist in the Annoying Orange Cartoon Network series. He tried to destroy the entire fruit population just so veggies can rule the earth. But he does have 2 redeeming qualities. One, he did feature in a holiday mashup special, and even had heart-to-heart with a famous celebrity. And he was just trying to make his father proud in one episode with the camp. But he was still wanting to destroy Orange and his friends with either zombie fruits, them getting eaten by Nerval, and so many other things that I can't even count right now. The Bronze Medal of Evil goes to the Candy Monster. The other 3 were higher because they at least did a few good things in their life. This guy's just all evil. He wants to destroy the entire marshmallow population just because of their jealousy of s'mores. Yes, in case you don't know, the marshmallows and the candy have been war in s'mores since the beginning of time. The Candy Monster wants to kill all the marshmallows so they could be in it. The s'mores. But yeah, there are 2 people who are more evil than him. The Silver Medal of Evil goes to... Oh, and before I continue, these 2 characters were really hard to pick against. First, we have Orange EXE for the Silver Medal. A little while ago, Orange got hacked by his own computer and became a monster known as Annoying Orange EXE. He ended up killing all of his friends and turning them into dangerous material to kill fruit. But he does have one good thing. He does give them a chance to escape. But, meh, that's not really good to me. And if it weren't for Marshmallow saving the drive, he probably would have taken over the entire kitchen and everyone in it. So, another reason why Marshmallow is the most good. He saved the entire kitchen more times than anyone else. Or she. Whatever you want to consider them. But the Gold Medal of Evil goes to none other than Teddy Juicer. He only appeared for 1 episode in the Annoying Orange series, but he so deserves the most evil. He haunts the nightmares of fruits, and whenever they wake up screaming, "Teddy Juicer!" they get all juiced up, like they were blended. He ended up trapping the entire fruit population in the store inside dreams, forcing them to stay up for a long time. And he did kill Grapefruit at one point. If it weren't for Orange imagination, he would have been unstoppable. Well, that's it. Every single character ranked good to evil. How'd you rank all these characters in your own list? If I have a comment section down below, please tell me. And my next episode of TMNT Stuffies will come soon. I just didn't have a lot of time to make it. So, have a great day, everyone. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.